Hello and welcome to episode 147 of The Pitcher or the Hitter, the podcast by the M-SABR Dynasty League for the M-SABR Dynasty League. I am Cam.
I'm Sahil.
And we are joined today by a special guest, Erik. How are you doing today, Erik?
Great. How are you guys?
Living the dream.
Doing all right. Um, Living the dream. So today's a very exciting episode. We are doing Dynasty Trivia number 4, our 4th edition. Sahil won the first 3 times, so he is now going to be the host today. And Erik and I will be competing. But before we do that, while Sahil is finishing up putting the list together, we decided we'd have Erik on for the first segment here because he made a big trade.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Cole Ragans was on like the top of my to add list. Well, maybe not at the top, but I had my eye on him for like a month before Alex finally pulled the trigger, and I was just so pissed when he did. So I messaged him immediately, and he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna keep him." And then half a year goes by. I just decided to message him out of the blue a week ago. Said, "Oh, hey, what would it take for him?" And we kind of just started negotiating. He was more open to giving him up than he was half a year ago, and then we got it done.
Yeah, do we want to lay out the whole trade for the listeners here?
Yeah, absolutely. So Respect Your Elders has agreed to trade Cole Ragans and Michael Bush to Sand Stranglers for Lars Nootbaar, Zach Geloff, and Trey Sweeney. I know my first comment was that I was surprised that Erik didn't already have Cole Ragans. Um, I think, yeah, these definitely feel like players that you want to buy in on. I know me and Sal kind of talked earlier, thinking that, hey, maybe your pitching staff isn't the most reliable right now. And Cole Ragans, I mean, he could be anything, but he's certainly a guy with a super high ceiling that could help your team out a lot here this year. So that, yeah, could be a super interesting ad. Michael Bush has gotten some fantasy hype this offseason as well. I'm not sure how I feel about him, but he's certainly a guy that's got some buzz. And you gave up 3 pieces that I like a lot too. So it's a really interesting trade. Why don't you kind of talk about how you came to this?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I just messaged Alex about a week ago asking him about the price. He asked about Geloff as the main piece. I said I was willing to give him up, and then we kind of just threw around some more names and just eventually got to these guys. And yeah, I'm fully bought in on Reagan. Just depends on what his workload is going to be. Hopefully, he'll have no limits, but we'll see. And then Bush I actually drafted like 4 or 5 years ago, had him for a while. Eventually traded him away, and now that he's out of Los Angeles, finally get a chance to play. So I'm excited about that. And then yeah, Geloff, it was really hard to part with him because he could have 20/20 potential, maybe 30/30. But yeah, and Lars, OBP is nice, but I still like him a lot, but the power speed is a little bit lacking. And then Sweeney is kind of a lower end prospect that I was definitely willing to throw in, but excited.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Reagan's looking at those numbers last year. I know I've mentioned this before. He's the guy that I'm super interested in seeing how he does this year because he had, yeah, with Kansas City, that big breakout, a 3.19 FIP, struck out a ton of guys. Maybe an unsustainably low home run rate. Tough to say. His numbers look good though. Michael Bush, yeah, let me just look a little bit closer.
Yeah,
I
he
know
was
he's had
actually
some.
like one of the best hitters in the minors last year.
Yeah, wow, he really was. He crushed the AAA. So I definitely get wanting to trade for him. I didn't really do much of anything at the major league level, but he does still. And I know this is something you always go for. Erik has a little bit of minor league eligibility left.
Yeah.
Um, so that's yeah, something that you'll be able to kind of tax him up and down depending on matchups at the start of the year or whatever you like. So yeah, 2 interesting guys. And then Nootbaar, I mean, he's got a really great looking StatCast page. I like him a lot. So he was probably, yeah, decently tough to give up with, yeah, the on base percentage there. Hits a decent amount of doubles. And yeah, I mean, Geloff is a guy that really broke out last year as well. And then Sweeney, yeah, he's kind of definitely a little bit more of a name now, since he's taken a bit of a hit from I guess, from his draft day stock, but still an interesting name for sure. It's not often you see a trade with 5 interesting pieces. So I thought it was fun.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I think it'll help both of us. I know Alex could definitely use some lineup help. I know, although he's getting a lot better. He's someone to look out for in the near future. But yeah, just getting Ragans to my guys is excuse me. You guys know my pitching staff is like filled with injury prone guys, so definitely need another one.
Yeah, what do you, I guess, because we kind of talked a little bit about your pitching staff. How are you feeling about your pitching staff? Because in the past, I guess, previous versions of your team, it's been the pitching staff is solid, but the lineup has a lot of question marks. And now it kind of, at least from my perspective, feels a little bit like the opposite. How are you feeling about
Hmm.
uh your build?
Yeah, I mean, on a per inning basis, I think my pitching staff is one of the best in the league, but just depends on how much these guys pitch. I got all the three old guys in my AL already, and JV, Scherzer, DeGrom, and then Glass now. Who knows with him? And Sale's been hurt a lot recently, but on a per inning basis, I still love all those guys, and I got a few interesting sleepers and Fetty and Cabrera, so we'll see what happens.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Sahil, how do you feel about this trade?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It was kind of bad. I wish Alex had shopped around Cole Ragans a little more. I wonder if he could have gotten a little better price. I mean, the hype on him this offseason is insane. But I thought it was a pretty solid return for him. I think Newt Bar has a little more than he's shown so far. I really like the on base skills, and I think it's a solid power speed combination. If he's able to stay healthy and gets consistent at bats with the Cardinals, which I think he's perfectly capable of doing, I think he could break off a big season. I'm a little skeptical on the Geloff breakout, which, as somebody who drafted Geloff and owned him right up until he came up, I'm still a little salty that I cut him. Like, I like that he's going to have the playing time in Oakland, but I just the underlying skills concern me a little bit. And I don't think he's going to hit for as much power as he did last year, but I still think he's a very solid player. Sweeney's a fine prospect. I don't really have many thoughts on him. I think Michael Busch is an interesting sleeper, although the Cubs re-signing Cody Bellinger has kind of complicated things. And Busch can't play defense to save his life. Like, I think he literally might be the worst defender in Major League Baseball right now. And I know the Cubs have a couple other players who are a little bit of a defensive liability, thinking of like Christopher Morel. And I know Bellinger might have to play a bit more first with like PCA and Ian Happen, Sai Suzuki, and Michael Talkman in that outfield. So I think he's an interesting gamble for Erik, but like, and I think he has some upside with the bat, but not necessarily somebody I'd be like really counting on. I mean, Cole Ragans is the obvious prize here. I think the skills are legit. I think the Royals are just going to let him go loose. Uh, I think he's going to get at least like 150, 160 innings. I mean, the only thing that could stop him, in my opinion, is kind of the health piece to this. I mean, in a way, this reminds me of like what Jeffrey Springs was going through last year, right? Like he kind of came out of nowhere, like really ended the season well in 2022, had a lot of hype going into the season, started off really well, and then just his arm gave out. And I think it's the only thing that could stop Ragans here. I agree with Erik's analysis. It's a really nice ad for him, given kind of how old some of the guys are in his rotation, and some of the injuries that he's already dealing with. But like overall, I think solid trade for both sides. I think I prefer Erik's side a little bit, but I do think from Alex's perspective, right? He has a lot of very interesting young pitching, but that lineup needed to deepen a bit. And this team kind of looks sneaky. I get there's not really a lot of veterans here that can maybe stabilize the team a bit, and I'm sure that's kind of going to be some of the next parts of his rebuild here. But like from a pure young talent perspective, I mean, he has about as much young talent as anybody. So the classic
I
kind
see we reached the point in the year where Sahil is calling Alex's team sneaky,
of, yeah, I feel like
which means we're about to reach the point in the offseason where I'm calling Anthony's team sneaky.
oh my goodness. As an aside, Cam and I discovered this after the call, but somebody called Anthony's team the most improved team last year, but Anthony actually lost more games last year than he did in 2022, and I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah.
And but yeah, no, interesting deal. Yeah, I think you're right about finding a position for Bush. I'm not the most uh familiar with his defense. The numbers look not great, but it's an incredibly small sample, and they also don't look like horrendous or anything. But I don't know what the minor league numbers are. Um,
It's really
but yeah,
bad.
so that was that. Yeah. So that was that deal. Um, any other thoughts on this before we talk about EBO's trades?
No, other than I'm just really annoyed that Erik was able to get Cole Ragans. I want to emphasize that again.
Yeah. But yeah, EBO made two trades. They acquired two more third rounders. I don't know what they're going to do. They must have something big planned. Um, they traded Starling Marte to Anthony, and they traded Kenta Maeda back to Sahil for a third. We can kind of talk about these in conjunction with each other. EBO now has how many third rounders?
They have
They have
6 in 2026.
Jesus. Yeah, they've got just looking at 2025, they've got 6 picks plus a potential seventh. They've got three first rounders in 2026 plus a second and sixth third, so that's 10 picks. Then they've got 7 picks in 2027. They've got 6 picks in 2028. They've got 6 picks already in 2029. Um, they've got an extra pick in 2030 and 2031. Do you think Zane's got something planned, or is he just kind of winging it?
No, I think at some point he's gonna reach a point where it's like, hey, like I'm gonna trade all of these picks for like a big prize. I think he's waiting for his team to kind of have
Roberto.
that breakout. Uh, and it's for the most part, I think the pieces he's trading away are not like particularly strong. Or like I mean strong pieces or solid pieces, but not um like guys I really expect to be part of his next core. So um I'm scared because I think he's gonna just I mean he's the new premier trader in the league and he is figuring out a way to do this. So I'm scared.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, he's made I mean, just since the start of February, or actually, yeah, since we going back to January 30th, since the draft, he has made one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9, 10, 11 trades out of the 11 out of the 14 trades that have been made since then have been Zane. I think that definitely it makes sense. Maybe he's kind of doing a OOTP style rebuild where he's just trying to get the most quantity of pieces that he can. He can only have a certain number of prospects, and now he's adding picks. Um, I gotta say, it's really gonna be interesting to see what happens. Because he's gonna have to do something, and he's got three guys in the minors who are not gonna be knocking on the door as well. He's got one of the better farm systems in the league as well. Definitely probably top three. Um, yeah, so there's this team, if Zane plays his cards right, could just be unstoppable in a few years, but it also could be like a weird mess too. So, yeah, could be either.
Yeah, it's about picking the right players to keep, and also some of these young players kind of developing into what we think they could be, or maintaining the level that they're at, which I think is far from a guarantee. While I think there's a lot of upside here, and he has a shit ton of options, and these draft picks are going to afford him a bit of flexibility and kind of filling holes or making some mistakes and maybe being a little bold. Like I think it's going to take a little bit of kind of work on his end to kind of identify that. But I think he's doing a great job of it so far. With these trades in particular, I will say I think Starling Marte is kind of interesting. I think he's a good ad for Anthony, like a low risk ad where if he stays healthy, there's a lot of stolen base potential. Even if he doesn't stay healthy, like I think he played about half the season last year and had 20 some stolen bases. And I get that like the rest of the numbers were down with that. He had dropped from a 134 WRC plus to a 76 WRC plus, but 24 steals in 86 games. If he can bounce back a little bit, even in a WRC plus game, like I think he can, fetch Anthony a decent return at the trade deadline for a team who needs an outfielder, assuming Anthony's not in contention, which I don't think he's going to be in contention. And then from my perspective, I mean, Bradish and Braxton Garrett and Lucas Giolito have all gone down, including Garrett and Giolito in like a 5-minute span. Like, were announced that they weren't going to start the season, and in Giolito's case, it looks like he's not going to pitch this season. So I needed depth. I don't know if Maeda is going to pitch the number of innings that I thought like a Giolito was going to pitch, but like if he can give me like 130 solid innings, like fine. If I end up cutting him after April, fine. Like it's just, hopefully Bradish and Garrett are back pretty early in the season, and Maeda is either like the last starter in my pitching staff or like he's long gone because I don't need him. But yeah, I'm annoyed that I had to go back and trade for him because I was hoping I had the rotation depth without him, but clearly I broke it down with Zane a couple of days ago. Just since the start of last season, the number of pitchers I've had injured has been utterly depressing.
It is a lot. Yeah, you've had a bit of an injury-filled season or off season rather.
Yeah.
Erik, any thoughts on these Zane deals?
Nope, not really. I just entered them into the sheet today. I kind of forgot about them for the most part.
Fair enough. But yeah, so those are the trades that were made. I guess one last thing here before trivia. I think we would be remiss if I guess on the platform that we have, if we didn't mention the insane last couple weeks of the Hockey League. We're down to 1.5 weeks remaining, and there are 6 teams fighting for 5 playoff spots. And Erik, I think you're just about in, and I think with the way you're playing against my team, you certainly will be, and probably in the 2 seed. But below you, there is a lot of chaos between me, Sahil, Greg, Parker, and Ruthvik.
Yeah, on the whole, it's just Evil's had an insane year. We started, what was it, 7 or 8 straight wins, then went 2-7, and now have 4 straight wins, which is pretty crazy. But I like our chances in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, really weird season. Ruthvik is on the other end. He started out 0-7 and now is 11-8-1. And about to win again. And the rest of these teams, I mean, I've had my ups and downs. Greg's had his ups and downs, but he's looking like probably the 3rd best team right now. Parker's had a lot of ups and downs. Sahil, you were kind of the Yuki. You're kind of having the type of season Yuki has in most sports, I feel like, where starting out really hot in an unsustainable way and now rapidly collapsing. Really regressing towards the mean fast. You got an interesting team though, but I'm not crazy to say it's a very Yuki type of season from you.
Yeah, I'm honestly expecting I fall out of the playoffs, but I'm already pleasantly surprised with the way my season has gone. So, however it ends, I'm at peace with. But I'd really like to make the playoffs. I don't expect to get out of the first round if I do make the playoffs. I haven't beat a real team in a while.
Fair enough. And yeah, you're currently losing to reigning champion Alex, who has been eliminated already. Yeah, you beat Evil in week 11. That was your last win against a team that's currently above 500. Although you did tie Parker a couple weeks after that. Yeah, just a weird season. A lot of teams in that mix. I know we were kind of breaking down the tiebreakers a couple days ago, and there's just a lot of potential for chaos. There's potential for a 5-way tie, which would be amazing.
God, that'd be a mess. You all ready for trivia?
Yeah, let's do trivia. Do you want to, keep it rolling, Sahil? You want to introduce our trivia?
Yes, oh yes, I very much do. Yeah, we're gonna we're gonna do this a little interestingly. I I I recognize that I seem to come up with questions that I think are easy to me, and then they aren't easy to you all. And also just even when I try to make easy questions, it's just more fun to torture you all. So there are a lot of opportunities for you all to earn bonus points. But yeah, we're going to do this the same style we've done the previous 3 years. 10 questions. There's going to be a mystery round, and then there's going to be the final round. If you all are ready, we can get going here. We'll do the same thing. We'll wager points, all that good stuff. Yeah, a wager points for the final round. You have to assign each question a point total. Yeah. You all ready to go?
Let's do it. Do you have category names for each of the questions?
I do not have category names, unfortunately. We are just gonna roll with the questions. Questions are so good, you're not gonna need the category names. But all right, let's do this. And I need to figure out why this isn't opening, but okay, here let's get rolling here with question number 1. And as a reminder, you got to close all, this is a closed book test here. Close out of those spreadsheets. I'll be monitoring that. Doesn't look like either of you are in the spreadsheets. So let's do this. Question number 1. Anthony drafted 2 players with the last names that are the names of food in the inaugural draft. Name one of these players, and a bonus point if you can name both of them.
Oh boy, here we go. And it's 10 questions, correct?
10 questions, yeah. So 1 through 10.
All right.
Yeah. So some of the answers in separate DMs, but I'll be send the questions up to both of you.
All right. I think this one was yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, I got one, but I
Hold on.
cannot think of.
Okay. Cam brings up an excellent point. There are 3 players with the last name food in the inaugural draft. Name one of those players, and if you want to name the third player, Cam, or try to, I'll give you an extra bonus point if you can name 3. So
Were these all by
All right.
Anthony?
yeah, all by Anthony.
Okay. Yeah. I can only think of one, but think I'm pretty confident. I don't know.
Yeah, Cam, if you'd like to try to name a third one, let me know.
You can give me about 20 seconds to try and name a
Okay,
third one.
and you all will not lose points for giving a wrong extra guess. So, or there's no penalty in case that wasn't clear, but I think that is clear. All right, are you both good with your okay? Cam's typing.
Maybe like 10 seconds, but I think that's all I can come up with.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. All right. The question again was name fucking Christ, Cam.
Are there 4 now?
Yes, but we're not going to keep going through this exercise. But I'm going to give you points for that because it's pretty fucking awesome. There are 3 players that Anthony drafted with the last name food in the inaugural draft. Name one of those players and you get bonus points for extras. Both of you, the 4 answers are Jake Berger, Jake Lamb, Mike Trout, and Cam somehow pulled out of his ass AJ Pollock. And AJ Pollock is apparently a type of fish that is indeed like eaten as food. So I'll give Cam his 2 extra points for that. Yeah.
How the fuck did I not think of Mike Trout?
Well, if
Well,
it
it
makes
sounds
you
like
feel
Sahil
better,
didn't either.
yeah, if it makes you feel better, I had not either. So, well, the initial question I had written was two players with the same first name and the last name foods. I was thinking burger and lamb. And then I edited the question at the last second. Okay, Cam, and then, all right. Next question. Last year was the year of the stolen base. How many teams set or tied their stolen base records last year?
God, we talked about this. I should have
Mhm,
remembered what the answer was.
mhm. You'll see a consistent theme. I know Cam produces a podcast and Erik listens to every podcast. So, and I'm looking for an exact answer here. I'm not going to be generous and give you a leeway. Okay. Okay. You have both submitted answers. All right. The question last year was the year of the stolen base. How many teams set or tied their stolen base records last year? The answer is 7. Neither, I don't think either of you had that one.
No, I guess 9.
Yeah, I
No.
guess 6.
All right. There's question number 3. 4 first round picks from the inaugural draft have never won matchup MVP. Name 2 of the 4, bonus
God.
points for each additional one that you get. I have to say, as y'all are thinking of this, I was surprised that there was 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should have studied more for this.
I think
Yeah,
it'd be
this
pretty
one,
hard.
I don't think this one could have been studied because it's only in the.
You technically could have studied this, but you wouldn't have thought to study it. And I was trying to not get questions that Cam had an advantage on over Erik, but just because of access to our podcast spreadsheet, but just need 2. Erik, would you like to guess 2 more?
I had trouble coming up with 2, so
Okay.
I'll let you know if I think of one.
All right.
All right, I'll get an answer in just a sec.
Cool.
Why am I blanking on who was in that first round? Yeah. Um,
I don't think it's the easiest first round to remember.
yeah.
Yeah, while we're waiting, Sal, you said one of the Love Is Blind people live near you, right?
Yes, I don't know who, but somebody was telling me that their apartment building and she lives in the apartment building next to mine was in Love is Blind.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
maybe mine shows up as they pan to it or something, but I have yet to actually watch an episode, so and I know it just wrapped up, but
yeah, it was a very entertaining season.
that's
They
good.
they showed your boy for like half a second at the one of the parties.
Yeah, it doesn't. He's really milking it too. It's pretty funny to watch. Um, got anything, Cam?
Give me like 30 more seconds. I'm
Okay. Yeah. All good. Okay. You're not going to name 2 more names. You just want to go with the 2. Okay. All right. Answers are in. The question again: 4 first round draft picks from the inaugural draft have never won matchup MVP. Name 2 of the 4. Bonus point for each additional one that you get. The 4 answers are Bryce Harper, Carlos Correa, Nolan Arenado, and Giancarlo Stanton.
I went 0 for 4.
Yeah. Oof. Okay. Hopefully this next question goes better for you. Question number 4. Who
Did
won?
Erik also go over 4?
I
Uh,
got Stanton, but that's it.
No.
yeah. Yeah, Erik or yeah, neither of you did particularly well in that one.
I find it funny. I sent Sahil a message. I vividly remember giving Brian MVP, but I bet it trips Erik up. And then I proceeded to panic and still guess Brian,
I didn't even notice
even
that.
though I knew it was wrong.
Holy shit, that's hilarious. Oh my, damn it, Cam. Someone
Yeah, I
outside
forgot Correa.
shouted "Oh no," so I think they heard you. And said "Oh no." Number 4. Um, who won the 2022 Kyler Murray Award for Best Moment in the draft? I like to think this question's a little easier than the last two, but maybe I'm wrong.
Just trying to think of which draft is which year now since we've had so many of them.
Yeah, let me see if I can clarify in a way that's not going to give it away. I think we did it by like what year that January was, right? So if we did it in like January, like it was like 2019, right? It's like a January 2019 draft.
So it'd be the 2021 MLB draft for the 2022 first year player draft.
Yes. 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 All right. Your answers are in. Question again. Who won the 2022 Kyler Murray Award for Best Moment? The answer was Cam picking the wrong player at number 3. And it turned out it was the wrong player as he picked Khalil Watson over Jordan Lawler.
It was the wrong player.
Yeah, wrong player indeed. See, I told you all I put some easier questions in here. And really, this was just me wanting to fuck with Cam. So, and remind him of this wonderful moment. So, that was awesome. This next question was inspired by one of Erik's questions from a couple years ago. Although I changed it to something slightly different. Who is the highest drafted player from the inaugural draft to have retired from baseball entirely? Bonus point if you can name what overall pick he was taken at.
Ooh.
Erik asked a similar question in his year, but in the context of no longer on any of our rosters.
And this is someone who's officially retired, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it retired from baseball as a whole.
Ooh. I have a guy, but I don't think he's officially retired.
And when I say officially retired, he has announced his retirement unambiguously.
Bartolo Colon has not announced his retirement. And neither is Giovanni. I've told you there was some back and forth on his Wikipedia page for a while back in like 2021 or so. People editing each other, some people calling him retired or free agent.
I was not aware of that, but I do love
Oh, it's hilarious. I'll go into the edit history for Giovanni's Wikipedia page, and you'll see that delightful thing.
I think I'll have to do that while you all answer the last question because I'm gonna have so much time while you all try to answer the last question. An unhealthy amount of time.
What was the question? Like, name every player Connor we drafted for Connor.
Something like that.
Could you? Is that it? Could you imagine? Oh, that would be terrible.
Just for that, I should make it that. Oh, shit. It would not super materially change what I was going to ask you all.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. But yeah.
Has Erik submitted an answer yet?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a name out there. Um,
All right. Both of your answers are in. The question again, who is the highest drafted player from the inaugural draft to have officially retired from baseball? Bonus point if you can name what overall pick he was taken at. Both of you landed on the same player, but very different picks. Neither of you were right as to any part of this. The answer is Corey Kluber, taken
oh,
24th overall. They retired this offseason.
so I guess yeah, God, I should have known that.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I guess it doesn't matter whether Zach Greinke is officially retired because Corey Kluber was taken ahead of him anyway.
Yeah, I was like, when I was putting together that question, I was like, is there any room for ambiguity there? And no, I mean, he came out and announced it like last month. So yeah. Yeah, if you go one round later, Steven Strasburg's retired, so he would be the next one if anybody was curious. But all right, that was question number 5. Uh, oh boy. I'm a little scared for this one for you all. Question number 6. Team Cohen, remember them? Made one trade in the 2018 season with EBO. This involved 2 Cy Young Award winners being swapped for each other. Name both pitchers. Bonus points if you can name anyone else in that trade. And just for shits and giggles, because I don't think you're going to name any of them, 2 extra points per player that you name.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to type that in the chat. I got barely any of that.
Well, Erik has already submitted an answer, so you are behind here, good sir. Erik, feel free to throw out bonus question answers if you would like. This is one of the harder bonus questions, I will say.
Okay, I've got one of them, and I think I've got the other. Were these guys both Cy Young winners at the time of the trade? Is
Uh,
that
uh,
is that like a part of it? Is that a part of the trade?
no,
They're both
they both won the Cy Young at some point in their career,
at
but
some point, so not necessarily. They could have both been before, but that's not necessarily part of it.
yes,
Okay.
that's correct. All right, both of you have submitted an answer. Would either of you like to give answers for the bonus question? If not, I will.
Yeah, I got nothing for that.
I got nothing.
Okay. The question, again, Team Cohen, remember them, made one trade in 2018 with EBO involving 2 Cy Young Award winners being swapped for each other. Name both pitchers. Clayton Kershaw and Blake Snell. You both got that one right. The bonus answer, Shane Green, Jojo Romero, Yu Chang, and Wander Javier
Oh
were
man.
all traded with Blake Snell for Clayton Kershaw. That was the only
Yeah.
trade that Team Cohen ever made before leaving the league.
Yeah, Yu Chang legend.
God. Yeah, so I knew it was Clayton Kershaw right away, and I was mostly sure it was Snell, but I remember I drafted Snell and traded him to Connor in like May, so I had to kind of mentally map out, try and figure out how Connor would have traded Snell to EBO at some point in between like May and July of 2017 or 2018. How did Snell get from Connor to EBO?
Good question. Let me pull that up. Okay, so you, Darvish, and Dane Dunning for Blake Snell. That was your trade with Connor. Willie
The trade that
Adames,
lives a million lives.
that it does. Willie Adames, Will Smith, Jeimer Candelario, and Connor's 2019 first round pick for Blake Snell and Ruthvik's first round pick. Notably, I don't know if that's Will Smith the pitcher or Will Smith the catcher. I'm guessing it's Will Smith the catcher because Connor later traded Will Smith the catcher to me, but I'm not 100% sure. And then 4 days later, the Snell for Kershaw trade went down.
And
Yeah. All right. That was question number 6. Oh boy, question number 7 is one of my favorites. It might
ready
be
to put 1 point on it.
the single favorite. It's not an episode involving me if I don't mention one of my favorite players. How many times has Kevin Biggio been traded with or for Brandon Lau? Bonus point if you can name how many Kevin Biggio trades that I have been involved in. You are both instantly typing. You both either know the answer for sure or you are dead wrong. Interesting. All right. You all good? Those are final answers?
Yeah.
All right. The question again, for our listeners, how many times has Kevin Biggio been traded with or for Brandon Lau? Bonus point if you can name how many Kevin Biggio trades I have been involved in. There have been 3 Kevin Biggio trades involving Brandon Lau. I will name those trades for you. The first one was Jordan Poole, so Max and Teo agreed to trade Blake Trinan to Erik for Kevin Biggio and Brandon Lau. The next one,
I forgot I own both of them. Oh my God.
You did. The next one, I traded Ender Inciarte, Robinson Cano, Ryan Mountcastle, and Nick Solik to Alex and Zach for Kevin Biggio and Brandon Lau. Trade after that was I'll say that one in a second. And then the last trade involving Brandon Lau and Kevin Biggio, I traded Brandon Lau and Taylor Walls to Yuki for Kevin Biggio. So the answer is 3 trades where Kevin Biggio and Brandon Lau were traded with each other or for each other. Now the answer to the other question was how many times have I been involved in a Kevin Biggio trade? And that answer is 4. I traded Kevin Biggio to the Fighting Bellies for a 2028 third-round pick, as well as the aforementioned Biggio for Lau deal with Yuki. I also traded Grayson Rodriguez, Dylan Carlson, Bryce Wilson, Tyler Freeman, and Kevin Biggio to Yuki for Sonny Gray, Taylor Widener, Anderson Espinoza, and a 2020 third-round pick of Yuki's, which turned into Tommy Henry. And then the other ones were the Ender Inciarte Cano one, and yeah, that was all 4. So one of you got the 3 trades correctly, and but was incorrect on the total trades. The other one got both answers wrong. Cam, genuinely impressed that you got that Kevin Biggio had been traded with or for Brandon Lau 3 times. I'm guessing that was just a random number you pulled out.
No, I feel like I knew that one.
Interesting. All right. I like that for you. I'm proud of you. Okay. We ready for question 8?
Yep.
Question number 8. Name the highest ranked current Baseball America top 100 prospect that was picked up for free. Shout out to Erik for this question. Asked this previously. The answer is different than the previous time. All right. You two put different answers for this one. That is very interesting. Which one of you is right? Let's find out. The question again, name the highest ranked current Baseball America top 100 prospect that was picked up for free. The answer is Jackson Churio.
Let's go.
Yeah. Cam, for context, since you put Junior Caminero, Junior Caminero comes in one spot after Jackson Churio on Baseball America's latest top 100, Churio at 2, and Caminero at 3.
Brutal. I put 8 on that one.
Yes, you did. That is not
It's
going
all
to help.
right. I got my 8 wrong as well.
That Erik did as
Here I
well.
was thinking you were throwing me a bone after the Khalil Watson thing.
No, this was more me wanting to boast about something good I did.
Well,
But
you're the host. That's certainly what I would do if I was the host.
yeah, exactly. All right. Question number 9. Each year, Cam and I do mock drafts before the actual rookie draft. Who do we mock to Yuki with the 8th overall pick in 2023? For clarification, 2023 means a draft that we did in January 2023. And for more context, if it's relevant, Yuki did not actually use the 8th overall pick. He traded that pick. Interesting. Okay. Both of you have submitted your answers. The question again, each year Cam and I do mock drafts before the actual rookie draft. Who did we mock to Yuki with the 8th overall pick in 2023? Well, if there's one thing we know about Yuki, he loves his catchers. The answer was Kevin Parada.
All right.
Yeah. Shame you only put a single point on that, Cam, but
yeah.
It's one more point than Erik got for that question. So there you go. All right. Question number 10. Cam and I once did a fake 2010 prospect draft. 2 of those players are currently on Dynasty rosters. Name those 2 players. Bonus point if you can name the player we mocked to EBO at pick number 12.
Oh my God.
Man, this is like podcast trivia, not just.
I mean, like I said that at the beginning. You produce the podcast. Erik listens to all the podcasts. I was like, you two should have at least somewhat of an idea.
Yeah, but,
When was this episode released?
oh,
That's a good question. I think this one's been a little while ago.
I was like early. I know exactly who it is, but I'm never gonna know his name.
I'm searching pitcher to hitter 2010 mock draft, and that's not really helping. See if I can figure out the episode. I assume neither of you are going to get the bonus question. I'm operating.
I know exactly who it is, but I'm never gonna remember his name.
Yeah, I just wanted an excuse to bring it up because I thought it was so wild. With no expectation that you get it right. And because I think you have a slight advantage on it, it's only going to be worth 1 point. Interesting. Yeah, we're about to get to some crazy questions here. All right, the question. Cam and I once did a fake 2010 prospect draft. 2 of those players are currently on Dynasty rosters. Name those 2 players. Bonus point if you can name the player we mocked to EBO at number 12. The answers were 1, Mike Trout, and the other was Zach Wheeler. Erik, you guessed JP Crawford. JP Crawford was drafted in 2013. So yeah, and then the answer for the bonus question, Cam had the right thought, but wrong player. His name is Ryorda Igarashi, who came up or he signed with the Mets, 2-year deal to be a setup pitcher for K-Rod. pitched 7 times in 2010 and got DFA'd. Kind of bounced around after that. Didn't really do much in the majors.
Yeah, I remember, wanting to be cute with it and thinking a team would try to draft what we thought were guaranteed holds with the 12th pick if they were coming in theory off of a title. As we learned in real life, he would probably have been a 3rd round pick.
Correct. All right. Congratulations on answering the first 10 questions. Now the real fun begins, the mystery round. When I have been unable to host the last 3 years, you two have done a prospects to watch segment where each of you picks 3 players to watch. You have picked 18 total players. In your chat is a document with all 18 players in it. Match them up. And at the bottom of the...
I don't have access.
Okay, hold on. I will give you all access. But at the bottom of the sheet is a list of the 18 players. Okay, here we go. It should work now. Try it again.
Yep, it works.
There you go. And you get 2 points for each correct answer. So don't say I did not give you opportunities to earn points. There are 36 points up for play here.
Oh man, this would have been even funnier if we didn't get pictures. I can't believe one of us picked Ellie. There you go.
Yes, one of you did pick Ellie. I will say that I think you all picked like a standout prospect for like your first prospect on each of the lists.
Yeah.
Because like 6 of these names at the beginning were very very big names. But I believe in both of you, so. And for context, this was the original final question, was going to be for you all to name like basically all 18 of these players. And I decided to give you an even more unhinged final question. So,
Player C, we can't even see his face.
which one?
Player C, we can't even see his face.
Oh yeah.
Well, I gave you enough hints. I gave you the team and what year he was drafted. Like,
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
I accidentally put in a picture initially that literally had the player's name right behind him. I was like, oops, like can't do that. And hopefully there's nothing like that. Also, I will say player G had I don't know if that's actually who you all were referring to. So if you both get that wrong, might give you all points for that anyway.
I mean, that looks like Mark Vientos, but he is not one of the listed guys.
No, it is not Mark Vientos.
Wait, is that actually a picture of Mark Vientos?
Oh, God, I hope not. Wonder. Shit, I think that might be a picture of him.
I think that's a picture of Mark Vientos.
Yeah, but that's not his jersey number. You know what? How about I just give that to you all, and I'll give you two points for it, unless you all want to do process by
Well, let's see. I think I can process elimination.
process by elimination. But it looks like Mark Vientos, but let me figure out where I got this picture from. Okay, so when I Google him and the name of this player and Mets, his picture does not come up. Oh boy, I think I know what I did. No, looking at this guy's yeah, if you all get it wrong, I'm just gonna give it to you. But I want to see if you both can get it.
That's G, right?
Yes, because I don't even know if that's a correct player. I cannot tell.
I think it's very evil. You put the two most easily recognizable players as player A and player B, and then
Yeah. I thought you would look at those two and be like, oh, hey, this isn't too
yeah,
bad.
I can do this.
Yeah, and then you're gonna be like, oh,
Mm.
fuck. That was exactly my thinking.
Player C can't see his face. Player D, I don't have the slightest clue who that could be.
Uh,
Wait, actually, oh, this guy's on that team now, isn't he?
I think,
Oh, I do know who player D is.
yeah, I think you know exactly who it is. I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these that I think should be relatively easy to get, and then I think the other seven are kind of up in the air.
Okay, I have 12 on my sheet currently.
Okay, so that's progress. All right, I have Erik's players. Um, time to check them. Yeah, so as it turns out, for those of you who have been listening to our comments, there was indeed a wrong picture in here. Uh, the picture for, well, I'll go through the rest of them, but the picture of the guy I thought was Jose Salvador was actually Francisco Alvarez, who Cam has, I think, correctly pointed out, looks more like Mark Vientos than it does Francisco Alvarez.
Even after like looking at pictures of Mark Vientos and um, Francisco Alvarez side by side, that picture still looks more like Mark Vientos.
Yeah, I think you're right. But all right. I am going to name these players in order. Letter A was Jackson Holiday. Letter B was Ellie De La Cruz. Letter C was Nate Furman. Letter D was Austin Martin. E was Vidal Brujan. F was Jake Eder. G was Jose Salvador slash Mark Viento or slash Mark Viento slash Francisco Alvarez, whatever you want to call it. H was Michael Taglia. I was Jesus Sanchez. J was Corbin Carroll. K was Henry Davis. L was Gavin Williams. M was Kyle Hurt. N was Andrew Painter. O was Nelson Rada. P was Damon Keith. Q was Carl Kaufman. And R was Jonathan Classe. Erik missed C, L, and M. So he got 15 of the 18 to get 30 of the 36 points. Cam Kane got every single one correct. 36
Hey,
points for Cam.
I
Don't
know
say
my
I never give
prospects.
you all good opportunities for points. All right. I usually give you all the point totals at this point, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. If you check the thing, and I think I did what Sahil did by searching Jose Salvador baseball in Google Images, you get pictures of like 12 different people, but the first one is him.
Okay. Oops. Yeah. Good to know for next time. But all
I
right.
mean, at least you didn't choose that picture of Kevin Gosman.
That's very true. All right. Well, at least you both got him. Our scores at this point. Erik is in second place with 62 points, and Cam is in first place with 76 points.
Mm.
Jesus Christ.
All right. It is time for our final question. Before we get to the final question, how many points would you all like to wager?
Out of 20?
Yeah, I think we usually do it out of 20, right? Yeah. Erik,
Yeah. Yeah, I'll bet it all.
all right, you are both wagering 20. Um, all right. I'm a little nervous to ask you all this question. Mostly because I think you all should be incredibly nervous. But without further ado, I'm gonna ask it, and here it goes. There are 40 players who have been
Ugh.
drafted in rookie drafts between 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024 who are currently on major league rosters. Name 32 of them.
Jesus. Ugh.
As I was saying the question, I had written down 30, but I was like, fuck it, what's two more between friends? So
I'm gonna get 30 of them.
I'll laugh my ass off.
Oh
I'm
God.
gonna get like 5, honestly. I'm just struggling to come up with names in the first place, let alone on rosters. But
I will note that it is possible that I missed one or two as I went through this, so it's possible that number is higher than 40. And if you do name somebody who I missed, then I will go back and double check. And as I'm saying that, I think I might have missed one. I don't even know who owns him.
And we can't get any wrong.
You know what? Because there are so many, I will give you each 3 wrong guesses. You're allowed to guess up to 3 wrong players.
Okay, so we'll be putting in. Are we
35.
doing 35 guesses and we have to get 32 out of those 35, correct?
Yes, correct. And as I'm counting this now, there are actually 41 players on rosters. So,
Lovely.
yeah, have fun, boys.
so this is all our rookie drafts, pretty much.
Yeah, this is every single rookie draft, including this year's rookie draft.
Okay.
Ah, shit, it's 42. There's 42 players, not 32. Or sorry, there's 42 players, not 41, which was amended from 40. So 32 of this 42, and you get 3 guesses. Or three that you can get wrong. Just saying it could be worse. We drafted 40 players for Connor. I could have said name 32 of the 40 players we drafted for Connor.
I definitely would not have done well on that one.
No.
No,
I would have gotten 10.
yeah, that one would have been so bad that it just would not have been worth it. I could have asked each of you to name 30 of the players that you drafted. So like have Cam do 30 of his and Erik do 30 of his. Or done it the other way around where Cam has to say 30 of Erik's players and Erik has to say 30 of Cam's players.
So what if someone like ended the year in the minors last year, but are probably gonna make the opening day? Does that not count?
Okay, so to clarify, they are on major league rosters on like our ESPN rosters. So if they are on the spreadsheet, they do not count.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you would like to amend any of your answers, go ahead. Based off of that. But yes.
But hold on, what was that? I was thinking.
Okay, so they have to be on our ESPN major league roster. So
Oh.
like for example, like see if I can give a good example here.
What? Wait, but what if one of the teams like demoted someone just to put them on the sheet? That definitely is on the major league.
Too bad. They have to be on an ESPN roster.
Oh shit.
Okay, so say there's
This is as of today.
As of today, so part of what I was doing when we started the call was like confirming who was rosters.
Okay.
And when I say spreadsheet, like that part of the spreadsheet where you keep track of prospects on ESPN rosters, like those players all count towards this 42.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would like to amend any of your guesses, I'm not going to hold any of what you have chatted me. Actually, one of them.
No, but I will remove a guy from my list.
There's one guy I know is on Major Leagues, but I don't know if he's on the sheet or ESPN.
Yeah, that's the fun of it.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I'm thinking of a guy like that too.
I'll be nice. I'll give you all 4 wrong answers if you want to name 36.
All right. I'll in that case feel a little bit more bold guessing this guy. And we can guess 36 players.
Correct.
Okay. I I don't think this is giving anything away here. I don't have the slightest clue whether Yamamoto is on EBO's active roster or on their prospect sheet.
Figure it
Yeah,
out.
me neither.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun. I was very generous with the last question, the mystery round question. So I thought that was about as easy of a mystery round question as I could have given you all. The fact that you all have 76 and 62 points is nothing short of a miracle. What I should have asked you all is how many points did you finish the year Erik did this? Oh, let's see. Cam finished with 13 points that year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I finished with 54. Erik only asked us to name 10 of 11 that time.
That was Connor's White Sox thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did either of you get that one right?
No, I think I got like
I don't
9
know.
to 10. And then
Man, that was a fun question.
that
That's
one
hard.
fucking-
This is a hard question. I got like 10 pretty quickly, and now I'm at 14 and struggling.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna come up with 32 names.
No,
I don't change the question now.
I'm thinking of putting a time limit on this at some point. I'm gonna give you all 15 more minutes.
I just came up with 2 names I thought were good guesses, but I know both are on the sheet. Or just unknown. Damn.
Yeah, this one I'm very proud of this question. We're making some interesting progress here.
I'm halfway there.
Hmm?
I'm halfway there.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah, says Erik.
Okay. Are you submitting them as you go?
Yeah, he is. Uh-oh. 11 brands of shredded cheese due to listeria outbreak. I just
Oh
bought
no.
fuck. Fucking Sargento. Okay, I don't eat Sargento. I'm a Kraft man.
Never even heard of Sargento.
I've heard of them. I'm loyal to my brands. I'm a Kraft loyal.
You're the one complaining about flavor and you like Kraft cheese.
I mean, I usually like when I put together like Mexican food, like I have like 5 different types of like spicy sauces into my apartment that I mix in there with like spicy guac and all the vegetables.
Hmm.
No, I can be basic sometimes too, Kim. It doesn't mean I'm not going to look down upon you for not eating spicy foods.
See, I do eat spicy foods though.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking around. I'm generalizing for all of white people, but you know.
Yeah, I'm eating some habanero barbecue almonds right now.
Oh, wait, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Those nachos I had for dinner had a nice kick to it. I asked them what the hottest sauce was, and it was called Hurt Sauce. Trying to think if I took
I
you
hurt
to
sauce.
Cam. No, I took you to the other Mexican place.
Yeah, I like the place we went to. It's solid.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm at 20.
Yeah, that's progress. You only need like 12 more names.
I'm at 17.
Eric's up to 19 or 18. Okay. How many are you at now, Cam?
I am at 22.
Okay.
Remember third round pick Brack Death Rage. Wonder what he's doing now.
Sam.
Brock
What an elite
Rage.
name. I'm sure with a great name like that, he's off doing great things.
He's out of the minors.
Great things. I wonder what other Mesa is up to.
I think other Mesa is the one that's doing well, and it's Victor. Like he's actually a legitimate prospect in the Marlins system that
Huh?
yeah, like Victor is the one who flamed out.
What's other Mace's name?
Uh shit.
Victor Mesa Jr.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fucking Christ. Honestly, like asking that's gonna be one of the questions if we do this like 10 years from now is like what is other Mesa's name?
Victor Mesa Jr. had uh okay season at Double A last year.
I think he's like one of their top 10 prospects, if I remember correctly, which says a lot about the state of their farm. But all right, Eric has 21. How many do you have, Kim?
24.
Okay. I'm gonna wait until we're gonna go until you all both have at least 32.
I don't know if I'm gonna get there.
We'll just throw random players out there.
Tyler Murray. All right, I'm on a bit of a roll. I'm at 26.
Okay, there you go. Ah, shit. Wait.
Find another one.
Maybe. Ah, fuck, there is another one. All right, 43. See, if it's this hard for you all, then it's just hard for me. Or it's sorry, if it's this hard for me, it's just hard for you all. So, I am sympathetic to the plight that I have stuck you all with, but I should have stuck with the 30 number, I think. Or maybe even dropped it to like 25. I thought this was either gonna be really easy for you all or really hard, and I couldn't tell which one it was gonna be. But I do love inflicting pain. Oh.
Okay, I've got 30.
Okay, Eric's at
24.
24, okay.
Oh shit.
Eric's at 25.
I got 31.
I'm gonna go for a really hot take, and I'm gonna say one of you actually gets to 32. But correct players.
Interesting. I think that is quite a hot take indeed.
Okay, someone posted an Instagram story that I'm friends with, and I can't tell if the guy behind her is naked or not. Or if he's just not wearing a shirt. If he's wearing pants, they're the same color as his skin. I don't want to figure this out. Eric still has some heat. All right. It's like 3 pretty quickly. Oh, honestly, I put together the list, and if you would have taken away, if you take away the list for me right now and ask me to name 32 of these players, I'm not sure I could do it. Um, If that makes you feel any better. Probably doesn't.
Probably doesn't.
Yeah, I need 3 more.
How many you got, Cam?
I'm at 33 actually.
Oh shit. Okay, good for Cam.
Yeah, so I can, if I get 3 more, I can kind of complete a full. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
Eric's at 30. That's if I can get either 30 or 31 for Erik.
I think it's 30. I'll double check.
30. I just counted.
31.
Yeah, okay. Cam, how many you at?
I have 35, so I'm gonna get one more in here to try and really hedge my bets as much as possible.
Hedge your Mookie bets. I like that.
Austin hedge my Mookie bets.
You won. I might just give you the 20 points just for that. Well, I am very eager to see your guesses.
I bet there's one easy one that I missed. That's almost a certainty.
Eric's at 33. Cam's still at 35.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad guess.
I think I can think of a few bad guesses. Tony Gwynn. That would be a bad guess.
It'd be a wrong guess, but yeah, fuck it, it's a bad guess.
All right, I'm at 35, and I know some of them are wrong.
All right, so adding up Cam's here. I've already added up Eric's. I know the fate of Erik. Well, I don't know what the fate of Cam is yet, but nope, 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 nope. Uh, oof. Huh.
I don't love that.
Mm. Mm. Oh boy.
Just
Oh,
put together a compilation of all the sounds Sahil has made.
oh no.
God, and he made a lot off
Offer
off
too.
mic too.
Oh, oh lordy cakes. Okay. Um, all right. Let's do this. Name 32 of the 44 players who were drafted in rookie drafts who are on MLB rosters. Among those names, Casey Mize, Nolan Gorman, Alec Boehm, Nico Horner, Marco Luciano, Jarred Kelenic, Yusei Kikuchi, Jonathan India, Logan
Shit.
Gilbert, Alec Thomas, Shane McClanahan, Andrew Vaughn, Adley Rutschman, CJ Abrams, Bobby Witt Jr., Nick Lodolo. It's actually 43, excuse me. Jason Dominguez, Riley Green, Bryson Stott,
Oh, fuck.
Josh Young, Corbin Carroll, Brett Beatty, George Kirby, Michael Bush, Spencer Torkelson, Hassan Kim.
Bush is demoted.
Oh,
Who was?
Bush is on my sheet.
Oh, okay. So 42. Fucking Christ. Okay, so no
you were
Bush.
up to 45 at one point. You started at 40, you went up to 45. Now you're down to 42.
Yes. Spencer Torkelson, Hassan Kim, Heston Kjerstad, Reed Detmers, Tyler Soderstrom, who I'm now doubting is actually on a roster.
Man, I missed so many easy ones. I'm pissed.
I'm
Uh,
surprised that Luciano's on a major league roster, considering he's not on the he hasn't been called up to the Giants yet in real life, has he?
he had 39 at bats last year, but I'm not done with the list.
Hmm.
Hold on. Jordan Westberg, Jordan Lawler, Saya Suzuki, Henry Davis, Matt McLean, Gavin Williams, Zach Geloff, Kodai Senga, Masataka Yoshida, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Shota Imanaga, and Zach Neto. Cam. Or first off, Erik missed quite a few here. Nolan Shonwell, good guess, but no. Xavier Edwards, question mark, was no. Tristan Casas, no. Gunner, no. Colton Cowser, close. He spent some time on my roster last year, but he's currently on my minor league roster. Brusar Gratterall, no. Jaron Duran, no. You wrote Carter and Wood. I'm assuming that's Evan Carter and James Wood. Either way,
Yeah.
no. Joe Adell, no. And Daniel Lynch, no. Cam, on the other hand,
Okay, I was trying to keep mental track. I got Jung Hoo Lee wrong.
you did.
Um, I
Wait,
don't
how
remember
many
you
did I
said
end up
Sean
getting?
well.
I didn't even count how many. I think you missed like 8 or 10. I'll go back and count in a second, but I want to focus on Cam here because Cam's
I think I was close.
yeah. So
I
you missed six if I
yeah,
counted correctly. You missed Sean Noel,
so
who
I
it
ended up
did
with
have up a demoted.
30.
Yeah, you missed Jung Ho Lee. Brady Singer's not on the roster. I almost picked him up the other day, so you almost that
Damn.
would have gotten you there. But Colton Cowser, no. Um, Alec Manoa, I initially had on the list and then realized he's on Anthony's NPI. So no,
Oh,
he does not count.
brutal.
I did not realize Sal Frelick was on a major league roster, but he is. But so okay, so Manoa's not. Jung Ho Lee is not. Singer's not. Cowser's not. Sean Noel's not.
So I was one short, it sounds like.
I think you were one short.
I missed five. And didn't I predict right before this that I that I
You-
would get 31
yeah, you
and that the old
did.
rule was 30, and that's exactly what I got.
Oh no.
God.
You
Well,
came damn close. I mean, like if I would have kept it at the 30, yeah, you would have gotten it. As it stands, you still win because you both lost 20 points. Your final score. Cam's final score is 56. Erik's final score is 42. So respectable
Ah,
performances by both of you.
shit.
Um,
Should have bet one.
yeah, honestly, I like the go big or go home strategy. You would put a lot of pressure on Cam. But Cam almost made it. I'm genuinely impressed, Cam. Like I thought this is one of those that might have enough easy names that somebody would get. But if not, like, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know how I almost did it. I was just kind of going through Geloff. I only got because you mentioned earlier that he was drafted. Otherwise, I would not have thought he was drafted. Um, I did not remember Michael Bush from earlier in the call because otherwise I would have guessed him. Um, yeah, I um,
If I picked
yeah,
up
that was
Finger a couple days ago, you what like I thought I was about to, you would have gotten this.
man. I yeah. If Minot wasn't, if we were counting non-prospect inactive guys.
Or if Andrew hadn't demoted Sean, well, like these are all guys that are like on rosters that you picked and like actually spent time on the major league roster last year. Like other than Lee,
Yeah, I didn't pick a single guy who wasn't actually drafted, did I?
no, everybody you picked was drafted. You
Oh,
actually did like a remarkably good job.
well,
It's
I'll take
it's
it.
it's
And I guess I'll
genuine.
take this win.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Congratulations to you as well, Erik. Great round. Uh, Uh, always fun when we do Dynasty Trivia, but man, this is good to know. This just means I need to make next year's question even harder. Like you almost got it. Shit.
I guess so. Are you going to be hosting next year?
Okay, well, I guess the next time I host, I'm happy to be part of Dynasty Trivia in any role. I have just as much fun guessing as I do antagonizing you all with like
Yeah.
ridiculous questions.
I
Although you
still
all,
need to win one of these things eventually.
yeah, I was gonna say who's won each year? Do we keep track of that, Cam?
It was Sahil won the first 3 years, and now I've won year four.
Have I never hosted Dynasty Trivia?
This is your first time, yeah.
I
So Erik, I
did,
think if you want a chance to win, you should be going against me instead of Sahil.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did do so. I did look back at this, Cam. I did like a mini trivia thing with you, um, where I
Yeah,
asked.
I hosted podcast trivia episode 99, where you were guessing.
Yeah, and but I think we did it both ways because I found questions that I wrote up, unless those are questions that you wrote up and I typed them out, just so I
Maybe.
yeah. But I'm not
Oh,
sure.
you did like trivia about one of the specific seasons, I think.
I did, yeah. I don't remember the context of it, but because I was searching up for previous trivia questions I had done just to like for fun or just to be inspired, but it's somewhere here. Oh, here we go. No, that's M-SABR Dynasty Trades. I'm looking at the notes app. I have a notes app that just says hottest MLB players question mark. I don't know what that was in reference to. Yeah, I don't know. We also kind of did like a trivia-ish thing with Greg one time, where we had him guess which Mariners were on whose roster. And
That's right. I remember.
he got 6 of the 10 correct. Uh
Oh,
I was like, it's better than I would have thought. Uh he did not know you own Jared Kelenic.
man, that's the easy one.
Yeah, I know. That one's hilarious to me. But he also did not know who owned Ty France or Paul Sewald, um, or Robbie Ray. That would have been a wild trivia question to ask you all. Name the 4 players that Greg did not know in Mariners trivia.
That would have been evil.
Yeah. See, I can make these questions a hell lot harder, and I was being so light on you all.
You could have. So you think you're going to host again next year, but make it harder?
I mean, I can if you would like. We also have a year to decide this, so
I
I'm
think
also
that would be fun. If you're going to host next year, can I do my fun mystery round right now before I forget it?
I mean, yeah, we can, but like also if you want to host it next year and have us do it, that works too.
All right, I'll save it.
If you're really excited to do it now, that's great. If not, we can
I
do
am very excited by it. I think you're going to love it. But I can also save it.
Your call, Erik. You want to run through this right now?
Uh, if it'll take a while, probably not, but
I think it's probably no more than 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
your
right,
call,
perfect.
Cam.
Let's do it. Give me, I guess 5 minutes to put it together, and then 5 minutes to
To
Oh
answer
yeah.
it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, oh God. What's Cam concocting? Bonus trivia.
Bonus trivia. You know what? We're here right now. Why not?
Do I try to make myself a healthy dinner or just call it a nachos dinner? Nachos.
Okay, I have shared a document with the two of you. Um, yeah, I'll copy the link to it as well, in
Oh
case you
boy.
want it. This is a Google document. In this document there are the pictures of four gentlemen. their pictures. I want you to correctly spell their first and last names.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes.
Their first and last names? Like,
Correctly spell their first and last names.
okay, well, I know who the first person is. I couldn't tell you who the other three are. So if that's an issue, which it almost assuredly is. Oh, okay. I bet I know who number 2 is.
Okay, you think you figured out the pattern?
Pattern, not really, but
I got the pattern.
yeah, all basically the same name. Is that the joke? I don't know what the pattern is. Like,
Oh, I know the pattern, but I'm not gonna get these spellings right.
I mean, I know who the first player is, but oh, oh,
I think you figured it out.
yeah, okay, okay. I'm deleting one of my guesses here. I don't know who number 3 is. That's my oh, I'm fucking dumb. Okay. But I don't know how to spell it now thinking about it.
I'm sure this is a really great time for the listeners.
Christ. Someone's gonna listen back to this and just like hear all my reaction sounds and they're just gonna be like, what the fuck is going on?
All right. Erik's guesses are in.
Mm. I'm debating between 2 spellings here. All right.
Erik has made a revision to one of his guesses, and all of Sahil's guesses are in. All right. Number 1, that is Tristan Casas. Tristan Casas spells his first name Triston.
Okay.
Shit.
Casas. Number 2, that is Tristan Lutz, former.
Oh,
Yeah, that is Tristan Lutz. He has been traded twice in this league. He was part of the Heriberto deal, and he was also. I also traded him for Gene Segura once. Tristan Lutz spells his name Tristen. Lutz. Number 3, that is Tristan McKenzie, who spells his name the same way Tristan Casas does. And number 4, that is, of course, Tristan Jari, who spells it Tristan. Jari.
Hey, I got them all right.
Sahil went 4 for 4. Congratulations.
damn! Holy shit!
Yeah.
After not really getting the prompt at first.
Yeah, no. I initially guessed Jacob Mizarowski because I was like, you're just trying to go with guys with like complicated names. And then as soon as thought more about the picture of Tristan Jari, it clicked. But
So you got all this Tristan spellings right too?
He did.
Oh, that's impressive.
yeah.
Yeah, Erik knew who 3 of the 4 people were, but he got only Tristan Jari's name spelled correctly.
You own Casas for a little bit too, like
Mhm.
yeah. I'm curious what these Tristan Lutz trades are now. I'm glad you didn't save that. I think this is a better actually I traded Tristan Lutz. All right, I acquired Tristan Lutz. I don't know from who. It was either from
It was in the Heriberto deal.
yeah, I know it's a Heriberto trade, but I don't know which one of those 2 gave him to me. Well, it must have been from EBO because a couple trades before
Yeah.
you gave him Tristan Lutz and a 2nd-round pick for Gene Segura. Clayton and Jake's 2023 second, which ended up being Jet Williams.
Hmm.
Pretty good pick. You know what would have been really evil is I would have been like, hey, there were, hold on, let me see if I can count it out. 13 picks involved in that 3-team trade. Name all 13 picks.
I
Or name the
I
players that came from those 13 picks. Yeah, but not all.
think that is dastardly.
Yeah, I would have. I think you might have just ended the call and just been like, fuck this shit. Like I'm not.
I probably would have. All right. I'm glad I did that one right now. That was that was fun and a little bit evil.
It was a little bit, it was like slightly chaotic, like in a little like I'm trying to think. It's like, after you go to a restaurant and you get like the main course and like whatever, you eat your dessert, you get your check, and they put like a little mint on there, like on the check.
This was the mint on top of trivia.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I think that's kind of what I was going for with this. Maybe would have been a little thin for a full mystery round during a big block. So glad I did it now.
Yeah, I think if you would have gone and like named like other players named Tristan, like MLB players named Tristan, there's got to be like a bunch over the course of history. There's somebody named Tristan Gray whose name sounds vaguely familiar. Tristan Beck, the Giant.
That's who I
Yeah,
guess.
that was Erik's guess for Tristan Lutz.
Fun fact: Tristan Gray, despite being a Major League Baseball player, does have a LinkedIn. So if you want to follow him,
Actually, that was my second guess. I originally guessed Tristan Longhair.
there's a Tristan English and for Georgia Tech. Ooh, Tristan Dietrich. I wonder if there's any relation to Derek. That'd be
I would be surprised, but maybe.
Does not look like it. See if Derek Dietrich has any siblings. Does not have siblings that play as far as I know, but he is a juggler and apparently performs at community events and hospitals for children. And he was in a relationship with professional tennis player Monica Puig. Imagine just saying to someone, Derek Dietrich is dating Puig. I think that would confuse a lot of people. Oh, no, she was. They broke up. She's currently engaged to a fellow tennis player with the very appropriate name of Nathan Racket. What a perfect name.
Well, that's nothing. There's a tennis player named Tennis Sandgren,
Oh,
and he's from Tennessee.
damn it.
TNNYS.
Racket. He could have been Tennis Racket.
He really should have.
Fuck, that's such a missed opportunity. I'm pissed off now. That like single-handedly just ruined it. Fuck. Could have really been something special.
All right, but yeah, so that was that. Trivia is in the books. Thanks for hosting Sahil. Thanks for playing Erik. Anything else before we call it a night?
No. I'm still hung up on tennis racket. But no, nothing else I would like to contribute beyond that. No. I'm gonna be thinking about this one for a little while.
All
No,
right.
me either. This is fun.
What would they name
Yeah.
their kid? Like pickleball racket? Like that's smaller than a tennis racket.
I think that's what they would do.
No, wait, ping pong. No, but that's a paddle. No. Yeah, I think it's got to be pickleball.
Or maybe B, like bracket.
Racket.
Or Lil Racket. Or Raquel. No, that's not really rackety. That's just Rackety Rack. Like that show Yakety Yak from back in the day. Anybody?
Racket.
Yeah. Racket, like racket rack or tennis racket, like Victor Mesa, but All right, I didn't. That was enjoyable.
That was fun. Thanks for coming on, and we will see you next week. We've only got, I think, 2 more episodes before the season.
Something like that.
I think that's how we're kind of scheduling it.
Yeah, you and
All
I.
right. Cool. Yeah, we'll figure that out. But yeah, see you all next time.
Yep. See you later.
This podcast is good.